issues over there, Soup?
One moment.
There we go. Here, what are you doing?
Looking for a spot.
Alright.
Wanna share a spot?
That's true. If we angle it right, we can write swear words on the table.
Alright.
Here, clear a pen.
That looks not terribly bad. Right there.
Ghost trying to escape.
No, it doesn't. I can't see anything.
That looks not terribly bad.
I can still be joyful.
Let's see. My notepad.
Crouch.
In my notes here.
There we go.
Alright. Would anybody like to help the professor out with the crate over there? They still haven't gotten me my smaller podium yet. Anybody want to help me out?
Great.
My crate, of course. Oh, thank you, Pear. Thank you.
Papa.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Now.
Here we go. Perfect. Oh, yep.
My payment.
You may. You may.
There we go.
Must resist saying
All right.
That's not how you pronounce, or that's not how you spell suckies.
Let's see.
Suckies.
That's not too bad. We're mostly in frame there, although we're a little. Things are still a little wonky there, but hey, we'll deal with it, right? And actually, let's here. Let's bring this more like about there. No, no, anchor it to the world there, please. That's a little better.
Suckies.
That's a little better. Okay.
Of course. Nice headphones.
All right, not bad. Hey, Balls. Balls! Balls is here. Hey, Balls, thank you for attending the remote lecture today. Appreciated. Appreciate it. Let's pause this music here.
Can you write my thing that I usually write?
Alrighty.
Here, I need you to write a sword for me real quick. Draw me a
Where
sword
would you
on the
like
table.
Anywhere.
Try your what now?
Just as long as it's
All right.
A sword.
All right. Have a great one, Andy. Yep. Have a great one. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome again to the lecture, everyone. See a lot of new faces here today. Glad you're here. Glad you've made it. Oh, let me get my... We need the tie, of course. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, we got the time.
Need the tie, of course. Appropriate. We were just playing Celeste, so the trans rights, that's very appropriate. Extra credit, Zyre. You know the deal. See me after class. Oh. Thank you, Sanford. But, all right, so as we just watched the Clerks movies recently, today's lecture, we would talk a little bit about Clerks and how it relates to existentialism, nihilism, and absurdism. So, first off, what do these words mean? So, It's a little bit of a trickier question than you might expect, because existentialism is kind of a difficult subject to define. And most philosophers, for basically all three of these terms that we're going to be discussing, thank you, Zaire. Basically, these terms were mostly not used by the philosophers themselves as they were using them. Not used, but rather, hi, Spy. Hello. But were rather terms that were attributed to them posthumously. Thank you, God. All right. So, existentialism, though, basically deals mostly with the nature of human existence, hence existentialism and everything. But the most important thing that we're going to be talking about, like as pertaining to the subject today about existentialism, is the concept of the meaning, in existence, the meaning of life, all that kind of stuff. So, how does this fit in? Well, unfortunately, the easiest way to frame this will be to instead look first at nihilism, which deals with the questions of existentialism, dealing with if there is any inherent meaning in everything, by simply saying no, there is no inherent meaning in absolutely anything, nothing, whatsoever. And thank you, Zaire. So, and we have a great example of a nihilist in Clerks. The main character of Clerks, of course, Dante. Even people that are not terribly familiar with these terms could probably tell you that Dante is a nihilist. He even fits all of the kind of stereotypical things that we think of when we think of a nihilist. He's pessimistic, very much a downer. But more specifically, Dante's main problem throughout the entire series, of course. Whoop, my window there being a little weird. Is his inability to ever make choices to try to better his life in any way. He says this himself, that he is not one that disturbs the status quo of anything just for his own convenience. He refuses to ever kind of just to take charge of his own life and everything like that. Going so far as, of course, in his little story, that even when he was a little child, he wouldn't remove, he wouldn't move a toilet seat just so he could shit comfortably. Not the kind of person he is. We see this not only, of course, in Dante's actions, his inability to make any kind of choices, but we see other people that know him well also describe him this way. His girlfriend, of course, tries to urge him to try to take, any kind of action in his life to try to make himself better and everything, only for that to fall through. And of course, the person that knows him the absolute best of anyone in the series, of course, is Randall. And what do we know? What does Randall say, of course, to Dante? That Dante needs to shit or get off the pot. Which brings us very well then into the character of Randall. Randall, in so, trying to explain to Dante, you must shit or get off the pot, is telling Dante that he must take some kind of action in his life. He must use his will to exert some kind of control over his life, to inject meaning in his life. This is textbook existentialist. Existentialists believe, that while there is no inherent meaning in life, one can inject meaning into their life through their actions, through the exercising of their free will. We also see, cases of Randall doing this as his whole thing with, what do you say there? His title does not dictate his behavior. Right, that he has this whole spiel with Dante about if my title dictated my behavior. Thank you, Fate. if my title dictated my behavior, I would not be able to treat these customers this way. So obviously my title does not dictate my behavior. He is basically saying, and this is one of the super core tenets of existentialism, Existentialism 101, that existence precedes essence. That, thank you, Zaire. That your meaning only comes after you have, made that meaning yourself. Not the other way around. Your essence does not dictate your existence. You exist first, and then you inject meaning into your own life through the exercise of that free will and everything, which is basically what Randall is saying there. My title does not dictate my action. My existence precedes my essence. Thank you, Gub. Thank you. Where was I? Yeah. But again, yes. As opposed to Dante, of course, what's Dante's kind of reoccurring phrase and all that? I'm not even supposed to be here today. Dante sees no purpose in anything. He's not even supposed to be here today, which Randall, of course, dismisses entirely. Dante sees no need even to take responsibility for not only his actions, but doesn't see a reason why anybody should take responsibility for their own actions. He doesn't hold Randall responsible for selling that little child cigarettes even. What's the point? Dante sees no point in it. So, while it's easy enough to see, of course, Dante is a nihilist, you see then Randall then represents existentialism. Randall sees a meaningless existence and imposes his own will upon it, thus giving himself meaning. And we see he's much happier for it. But so where does that lead us with absurdism? So absurdism offers us an answer where nihilism doesn't, without going into this concept of free will. Because obviously, without free will, existentialism falls apart. If your will is not free for you to impose things upon the universe, where then does your agency come in? How are you giving this any meaning if your will is not free? And nihilism offers no answers to this, but absurdism does. So what is absurdism? So absurdism posits that, yes, there is no meaning in any of this, and that, but human beings desire meaning. We want to inject meaning in everything. Oh. Above the allowed amount. No, sorry. No over 9,000, Zaire. So, but that
over 9,000.
But what was I saying? But absurdism. Yeah. So human beings desire that meaning. They try to inject meaning in everything, and it is in that kind of juxtaposition of wanting to find meaning in things with a world that lacks all of that meaning, that is where conflict happens in a person. That is how people suffer, they feel pain, and all that from that. And that's dichotomy there, that those two things being true at once, that humans want meaning, but there is no meaning to be found, that is called the absurd. And absurdism posits that you do not try to inject the meaning in there, because there is no meaning to be found. You merely embrace that absurdity, that desire to inject meaning in things where there is none. Further, absurdism, it would posit that is itself an act of rebellion. You rebel against the uncaring universe by acting as if there is meaning, while knowing that there will never be any meaning. And in these characters, I believe, there we see, of course, the characters encompassing that are, of course, in Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob rebel, of course, against authority. They see no, purpose in anything beyond just doing what they want to do. And they are happier for it. They don't bother trying to seek out anything greater, they're not seeking out money, they're not seeking out fame or anything. They just merely go about what they want to do, even though they've accumulated quite a lot of money, we find by the end of the series. Seeking a monkey. Oh, we have a hydrate. Yes. Thank you, Shadow. Where's my... thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ah! Where is my water? There's my actual water. All right. Cheers, everyone. That's why they steal a monkey, exactly. No, Cult of the Lambies, not now. Thank you, thank you. So, and that is essentially where we are left with Jay and Silent Bob as the Absurdists. They see no need to kind of seek out more than they have. They just revel in what they have and rebel against authority whenever they find it. I think it is an interesting note. I've been meaning to look into this a little bit, but I do believe that the director, Kevin Smith, of course, kind of found religion later in life, if I recall correctly, and I think that might be why Jay and Silent Bob themselves kind of find religion in the final movie, which is itself, then I suppose, him almost a kind of a commentary then on him being himself more of an existentialist rather than an absurdist, where even the absurdist characters then eventually find faith and thus kind of becoming more of existentialists themselves. But that's just something mulling around, a little extra point there, mulling around. But basically, so there you are, your little primer of nihilism versus existentialism versus absurdism. Any questions?
Interesting. I got nothing.
What?
I don't have any questions.
Mm-hmm. No, you're cute, Gub. Yeah, definitely. It definitely will be.
Will there be any homework relating to this?
Thank you, Durges. Sure. Absolutely, yes. Definitely. There definitely will be. Well, let me catch up with chat here.
Pop quiz, that's what it is. Gotta give us a pop quiz.
I think the opposite. He was raised Catholic and ended up leaving it. Okay. It is an odd choice that Jay and Bob find religion in the final movie. He was raised Catholic, and I think he may have stopped until he had his heart attack. That was what I thought, yeah. I thought he kind of refound it after he had his cardiac event. I might be wrong.
I have a question.
Thus dogma.
Teacher, Chicken has his hand up.
Yes, Chicken.
What of the side character whom went from being religious to being satanic?
I don't think he necessarily represents that, the existentialism versus nihilism versus determinism. I think it was mostly, like, if I had to place him, I would say it was mostly a lateral move. Well, he would be none of those, I believe, because I think he believes he does have a purpose. He does believe there is a purpose in the universe, so I don't think he would fall under any of the three. Like, I don't think he needs to search for his own meaning in the universe, because I think he would believe that first, when he was, Christian, he would, of course, believe that his God made him for a reason and gave him, like, reasons and gave him a morality to follow and everything. And then I believe he just sort of swapped that. You know, he just swapped sides, but still, like, believed in that, like, you know, now he had a purpose in serving now Satan instead. So I would say he is none of those things. He's, he's a man of faith.
What are you drinking?
It's Gatorade.
It's not water.
Thank you for
So-
answering my
No, it's waiting.
question, Samurai.
You're very welcome.
Not toilet wine.
Any other questions?
Teacher, I sent a question on the chat.
Did you? Let me see.
No, you didn't.
Out of the three main characters, do you know any examples of members in your class that relate to any of them? Well, I'm an absurdist. Soup, from what I have spoken with Soup, I do believe Soup is an existentialist. I believe in our discussions, like, 'cause Soup believes in free will. But so of the three, I'm not certain because I've not spoken enough with Soup and I don't know everything about Soup. But if Soup does not believe that there is a inherent meaning in the world, then I would assume Soup is an existentialist, as I know Soup believes in free will.
Copy.
So, as for a nihilist, I don't think any of you are nihilists. I do believe in my talks with Cyrus, he has expressed, thank you, Soup. That Cyrus, I believe, has also flirted at least with absurdism as well in talks I've had with him. But I don't think any of you are nihilists. So yeah, yes, Zyre.
Embrace the crazy.
We believe
No one's not paying attention.
Did you have a question, Zyre?
Sorry, Pierre.
Wondering what I am.
What are you? In my talks with you,
Sorry, Pierre. I did it again.
I would say you're probably also an existentialist because I believe you do believe in free will, right? Do you believe in metaphysical free will, right? So yeah, so I would assume you are probably if of the three, you are almost certainly an existentialist.
I was an existentialist.
I didn't even see you grab that carrot.
Maybe.
Zyre, grabbing carrots. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carrot.
Because it wasn't him. There was some kind of creature that came in here.
Mm-hmm. Some tiny little creature just slinked in and grabbed the carrot while I was distracted.
Why is there a carrot here?
So many Randalls. So many Randalls.
Carrots.
So many Randalls.
No one knows.
But yep, so that's my take. There's your primer. Existentialism versus nihilism versus absurdism.
Why did you grab the carrot?
Anybody in chat have any questions? Zyre is totally Rosario Dawson. Soup reminds you of Jay.
Oh my god.
Soup. Well, I think Jay would be Gub. I think Jay would be Gub. King, you're Wilhelm, the guy who wants to see the sailboat. Right. Hard to decide whether you're a nihilist or just depressed. Yeah, no, I understand. When I'm in a good mood, I'm an absurdist. When I'm in a bad mood, I'm a nihilist. Yeah, is how that basically goes. I strive for absurdism. I strive to embrace the absurd, but sometimes I struggle with that. Jay really much is a do whatever he wants, but he was like that when he was young too. IRL just didn't care what other people wanted, did what he wanted. Yeah, which is very much in line with absurdism, as absurdism in basically everything, not just in this case of like whether or not there is meaning in existence, but if you look at most other absurdists in their like political views, stuff like that, they are very much big on rebellion. They're not status quo type people. It is one of the reasons why absurdism, their mascot is Sisyphus, of course, from Greek myth, right? The whole "one must imagine Sisyphus happy," that was Camus, the biggest of kind of absurdist philosopher, and he chose Camus to kind of be this sort of symbol of absurdism, not just for that reason of the pushing the rock up eternally, but because Sisyphus in life was such a rebel, rebelling against the order of everything, escaped death twice and all that kind of stuff. So, yep. To an absurdist, just the act of existing and going on is an act of rebellion.
I don't know cursive. What's G?
G, capital or lowercase?
What about capital?
I have a question, Professor.
Yes. Yes, Fate?
So outside the Clerks series, do you know any other characters from other series that relate to any of the main characters from Clerks?
Something like that.
In terms of like the nihilism versus existentialism versus absurdism? Oh, I mean, sure, plenty.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
There are a lot of nihilists. There are like, a lot of characters that are like kind of depicted as being sort of depressed are often like, supposed to be nihilists. Nihilism gets a bit of a bad name that way, but I mean, specifically, let me think. Like specifically,
I tried.
I don't know. Like, you see a lot of existentialist characters too. That it's not. Most writers don't like to write characters that don't believe in free will.
The answer to everything is D.
Samurai?
Yes. Yes, chicken?
My question is, would you ever be
cheating for shame?
What?
For shame.
No, we're not.
Sorry, what was that?
Also, most of those answers are all incorrect.
All right. Sorry, what was that, chicken?
Would you ever be interested in doing a follow-up lecture using BoJack Horseman as material to dive deep into what nihilism is?
That could be interesting. Yeah. I think BoJack kind of vacillates between the three himself throughout the series. I mean, he certainly seems to try to find meaning in things, while ultimately always kind of falling back to like not believing anything, that anything has any meaning, though. So he might also be a good example of an absurdist. Probably one of those. Probably similarly to what we were talking about, the kind of vacillating between nihilism and absurdism.
Tic-tac-toe? No?
Yeah. Probably.
Doing the double D?
Seems to vacillate between nihilism and absurdism.
Perfect.
Hey, Pierre. Want to challenge me?
You don't believe in free will either, Match? Well, you're correct. I've been holding off on doing a lecture specifically on free will because I've kind of tortured people enough with that. So I didn't. I very, very consciously did not go too deeply into free will today, even though it is an incredibly important concept to existentialism, especially. But I didn't want to go too much into it. I have tortured these people enough with just personally talking to them about free will. I can probably get rid of my notes there. Calling that notes is probably giving it too much credit. I wrote about 6 lines of things to remind myself to talk about. What do the characters in Cop Out fall into? I don't know if I've watched Cop Out. D's get degrees, it's true.
Oh, no.
And I definitely am an accredited professor that can hand out degrees. I definitely am a real professor that really works in this university and not a squatter. He just found this empty classroom and likes to rant in it.
That was Dead Kennedys, wasn't it?
Oh, no one.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yes, chicken.
Can I get extra credit? Like, is there any way that I could convince you?
See me after class.
Okay.
Oh, real bad. Hey, Renala. You missed the lecture just now. Do you have any questions about nihilism, existentialism, or absurdism, and how it relates to Clerks, or anything else for that matter? I suppose we can put this music back on now. We'll leave it nice and low, though.
I'm a nerd.
Maybe not quite that low.
Nerd, sire. Everyone and everything in here is a nerd.
Mm.
This was my tag.
I'm not a nerd. I'm a professor.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry to break your heart, Samurai, but being a professor makes you a mega nerd.
Disagree.
He said. Our part. Yes. That girl.
Mhm.
Our part.
You believe in paid will?
That is the worst.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Class is a little unruly, it's true. It's a little unruly, but they're good kids. They're good kids. Some of them are some troubled students, but I'm trying to get through to them. Been living most our lives. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
I'm the carrot.
Oh.
Nothing?
Necro's throwing the books again.
Ooh, let's tear up the place.
As soon as you read it. Yeah, squeals
But-
out
Well, as an absurdist, I do approve of, the rebellion. This is we're practicing some rebellion right now. This is practical studies. Ronaldo opens his laptop and the porn video he had playing, starts playing unmuted. Whoops. See me after class, Fopsy. There.
back.
Thank you. Thank you. Oop. Oop, I'm like out of my play area here. Ah, thank you. Thank you. But thank you. Thank you. Bring you back over here, chat.
Make boba. I can make boba in your house.
Yeah, boba together.
You actually did that once in a college or not?
I'm gonna draw some glass. Oh.
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 Whoops.
Mm.
Too late. Beat you to it.
I've been wanting to do for a while.
They're good kids. They're good kids. Oh, my crate. It's my crate. Typical J behavior. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Well, you like. I'm glad you liked it, King. I'm glad you liked it.
You see whatever?
It had been a minute. I figured I ought to do one of these.
Yeah, trans rights. Oh wait, this is trans.
Trains, yeah. Who doesn't love trains?
No, you can't.
Wait, you're calling me Jay? No.
What's up, kid? What's up, kid? What's up with the kid?
I never knew trains could only turn right. That is so weird.
Let's see. Oh, come here, camera.
Oh, there he goes.
Look at these students. Look at all of them.
What student?
What will I do with them? Bunch of troublemakers.
I liked your lecture, Samurai. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good lecture. Thank you, Pointy.
You're very welcome. I'm glad, glad y'all approved. Whoop. Whoop.
Thank you for the lecture. Where are you?
You're very
Thank you for the
welcome.
lecture, Paige.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I had fun.
I'm glad. I'm glad you did.
How can I reach these kids?
How can I reach these kids?
Hey.
How can I reach these kids?
Oh.
Why, Cyrus? Cops getting that. Give me that. You lost your privileges.
Let's see.
There are no rules.
Now your throat's gonna be all green.
No carrots.
Ah, Keep falling off that thing.
You be careful, teacher.
It does taste good.
All good. It's all good.
Here's a book.
Yes.
I mean, I especially like your blue
Good thing.
marker.
Oh, you.
Typical J behavior.
Naughty, naughty.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking about a marker.
Reminders, folks, we're live, so try to keep it PG.
VG?
Talking about.
PGD's not with that.
Oh.
We're just talking about markers.
PGD's not.
Yeah.
And how the blue Sharpies always smell better than the green Sharpies.
Thank you.
That I can agree.
And they taste like blueberry too.
Yeah, you should try it.
Yep.
Sorry, would you like
Good.
a drink?
Legal
Hi.
disclaimer, do not try these activities at home.
Yay.
Hi. Eat a kibby.
Yeah.
Where's my lighter?
No. Dyer, come on! Why are you meaning? Oh, that's you then.
Yellow ones taste best.
Where's the red marker? Where's the fire?
I like blue. I like the blue ones. They taste like blue raspberry.
Blue is not a flavor.
Blue is absolutely a flavor.
Talking
It's
about
been
the scented markers?
Yeah.
Been confirmed, blueberry is a lie.
Blue.
You're not really supposed to eat
suppose so.
them. You're supposed to huff them a lot.
What?
Why? Because there's no such thing as actual blueberries.
I don't think that's true.
Oh no, it's true. Try looking for
Blueberries don't exist.
Blueberries. Don't, you heard it here
Oh,
first.
the
Blueberries
round
don't exist.
blueberry, yes, but the blueberry specifically they're looking for.
I'm glad
is
you
not
liked the
same.
lecture.
Wait, have you been drinking?
Drink.
Blueberries don't exist because blueberries are fucking purple.
That's true.
Sorry, the bottle's
true.
a bit low.
Exactly.
Did you know these strawberries aren't actually strawberries?
They're not actually made of straw.
There, I must
I
have
know, right?
Yeah.
Man.
They don't have plastic
Ah.
straws in them either.
Mm-hmm. No straws.
This.
No straws.
But.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hang on.
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, the jingle you want? Okay. Alright. Well, any other questions? Anything else that anybody would like before before I dismiss class for the night?
Yes, you're not on screen.
Oh,
Hey
my
man, you want some weed?
I am not on screen right now.
I can't see you on stream.
You're
right
right.
to the left.
Yeah, this is.
This is how we used to do it in the 90s. Come on, get with it.
Let's see.
Really make
Let's
that
see.
show.
That better. My on. There we go. My on screen now. I'd love to know why OBS just decided to
Yes.
not capture this correctly. I'd love to know why.
Yes, you're now on screen.
Both ends.
Yep, I would love to know why OBS just decided to not work tonight.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just gonna have this at a completely not normal aspect ratio. But it's so strange. It's so weird.
Yo.
It's like ultra widescreen. It's like
I'm telling you, I need to make a
Streaming
shit
go
like
even better.
With this
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What really confuses me is why the resolution is so low and has been all stream.
I don't know if you want
The OBS has just been weird, and I don't know
back
why.
in shirt, 'cause I'd be quoting Siren.
Aye.
Chicken pie.
Sorry.
Oh, is this for me,
There
God?
it is.
So you'll need something for the front. Maybe have a a menu on the front, you know.
Squish that cat.
There you are.
Squish that cat. Take that cat. Hold that cat close. Squish that cat. Squish that cat.
The soup gonna grab some quarter pounders now?
Gonna refrain from commenting on the stream.
Oh my gosh, that was adorable.
Teacher, may I request your rights? Thanks for watching on the screen.
Wow.
But alrighty.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll probably we'll call that now for now then for the class.
Videos.
Let's stay
Thank
here.
you for watching, folks.
Ooh.
But let's see here. Let's
Grapey.
Actually, right now, for the proper rates.
bring it to me here. Let's see.
Bye.
Yep, I'm gonna bring the camera in towards me if it wants to come here. Alright. There we go. But, there we are. But alright, everyone. Thanks for coming to the lecture today. I hope it was educational for everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Thanks all my students for joining. So
Thank you for hosting, teacher.
of course.
And thank you for the lecture.
You're very welcome. All right, let's find someone to raid. And we'll let's see who is doing stuff.
Here, cats.
Hey, I'm Kippy. Hi. Hello?
Kitty.
Mom.
But,
Ow.
all right.
Ow. Ow.
I'm on PC. Anyone want to go to another PC world?
RPC?
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm on PC right now, so if you want to go to a PC world, let me go. Let me know.
I mean, they're all
Okay.
kind of PC worlds. So,
I don't know how
Let's
much
see.
longer I'll be on. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll raid
Very nice.
Actarb the Disappear. We've raided them before, but they're cool. They seem nice. So, all right, we'll send them on out.
Sire.
All right, have a great one, everybody. Thanks again for coming to the stream today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to the lecture. Hope everybody learned a lot today. So, yep. Have a great one, everybody. All right, love you all. You're all wonderful beans. I'll catch you next time. Next one should be Saturday. It'll be another really kind of Saturday afternoon one. But all right, have a great one, everybody. I'm gonna send you on over. Love you all.
yeah.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Be gay, do crime.
Bye bye.